What are some interesting or fun Christmas traditions you follow? We don't do this anymore, and I don't think it even was unique to our family, in the Czech Republic. But each Christmas Eve, usually in the morning, we used to go to the forest and decorate a random small tree with food for wild animals. Later, we would also leave some in a nearby feeding through. There are people here, called myslivci, singular is myslivek, who volunteer to take care of their local wild animal populations, usually things like deer, boars, etc., including feeding them and hunting down whichever individuals can/should be removed. The feeding through thing was theirs, I think. Also, we do the usual Czech shenanigans in the evening. Using walnut shells and candles to make small boats and watching them float to predict our future, cutting up an apple to predict our future, sometimes casting lead to predict our future. There's also tossing a shoe backwards to predict your future. If you're curious, other tidbits of Czech Christmas include, roughly from the subjectively most common to the least, opening your presents on the 24th after dinner, watching Czech fairy tales and other movies, buying a carp in advance and letting it live for a bit in your household, before making it dinner, preparing a specific soup for dinner, to have along with the carp/schnitzel/whatever else, hiding a carp scale under the Christmas dinner plates, setting up your nativity scene set. I definitely forgot/didn't know about some things, though. We were poor when I was growing up. Really poor. But Mum didn't like us knowing or missing out on things. So we had a Christmas cupboard. Every week from the middle of the year Mum would buy one thing for Christmas. It always started with a jar of pickled cucumber. Then the next week, pickled onions, etc. Went on and on until Christmas Day when we'd have a feast. Even now, many decades later, I still do this, though I start in December now. Makes me think of Mum and how exciting it was to pick a new item to buy each shopping trip. My tradition is that I don't celebrate it. One year I gave my wife a long set of wind chimes. Wheel, how do you wrap those? I got an empty box of 4 feet fluorescent tubes and packed the wind chimes inside. I left the box on my workbench in the garage. I was questioned on multiple occasions where her Christmas present was. Answer was always the same: it's in the garage. As Christmas drew near, I more often than not got a 2-word reply consisting of 7 letters total. Christmas Day I brought her present in. Her response was simple: "Oh great, I get light bulbs for Christmas." My response: "Don't judge a book by its cover." She was thrilled. Next year same scenario, same 2-word 7-letter response. Christmas Day my son and I went out to the garage and carried in the storm/screen door she was asking for. Happy, yes. Cussing, yes. Next year left stereos for the kids on the workbench. They never got it. Hiding presents is nowhere near as much fun as leaving them in plain sight and watching people look for them. When I was young, we were poor. My mom raised 4 of us on a salary of about $8,000 a year in North Carolina, with her job running a food pantry for people worse off than we were. Every Christmas she made us feel like the happiest kids in the world. To this day, I have no idea how she did it. Whatever we wanted, or whatever we didn't know we wanted, was under the tree on Christmas morning. I don't have a single Christmas that I can remember that wasn't special. But that wasn't the point of Christmas to us. She made a point to make Christmas about giving. So, she'd take us to the dollar store and give us $5 each to buy one gift for our siblings and one for her. For us, it was amazing to give each other something thoughtful for the holidays. 20 years later, we can afford more, but we exchange gifts from the dollar store every Christmas. Because it's not about money, it's about giving. The gifts are often hilarious. The smile and laughter we give to each other is the present to ourselves. Sock supper. We eat a whole meal out of a sock. A cherished tradition with an unfortunate name that dates back to the 50s/60s in my family. I don't know how it got started. Every year, soon after the tree is up and decorated, either the same day or later in the week usually, we throw a picnic on the floor next to the Christmas tree. Everyone has their own sock of food and you unwrap your meal as you eat on a big blanket next to the tree. The meal is pretty simple and mostly finger foods, summertime favorites usually. Something like fried chicken, rolls, some sort of potato, tots, potato salad, etc., pickles/vegetables/slaw, and brownies. All of the courses are individually portioned out, wrapped in tin foil or plastic or small containers, and stuffed in clean, long socks or Christmas stockings. Appetizers/salad towards the opening, mains and sides in the middle, and dessert in the toe end of the sock. Drinks, condiments, and utensils are up for grabs in the middle of the picnic blanket. At the very bottom of each sock/stocking is a new ornament for the tree or other small gift for your guests. Sock supper. We always watch It's a Wonderful Life every Christmas Eve starting at exactly 9 p.m. My siblings and I sleep on the couches next to the tree. Star Wars Marathon. All movies, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Now with The Mandalorian, we'll take up like another /10 hours. Wish me luck. Edit, ah crap, now I heard about the Kenobi show. Edit 2, now Ahsoka show. Edit 3, hol up, now Taika Waititi is making a movie. Edit 4, and Kevin Feige. Edit 5, and J.D. Dillard. Edit 6, Boba Fett. Edit 7, Andor. Edit 8, now this one is kinda cool, Bad Batch is getting a show. Edit 9, oh, and Lando. Edit 10, and a spin-off of The Mandalorian, not to mention Mando Season 3. Hopefully final, Edit X, and an entire new trilogy. Star Wars, baby. Now please let this be final edit, Edit 11, don't get me wrong, I love Star Wars, but I also love preserving my mental health. Don't know if this can be called a tradition, but in Finland there's this TV thing on Christmas Eve called Santa's Hotline, which is basically a live broadcast where Santa Claus answers phone calls from children and the children can talk to him about whatever. It also includes a lot of Christmas caroling, etc. It's been going on for a long time and it's really fun to watch, been doing so ever since I was a small kid. You never get too old for Christmas spirit. My friends and I would get together close to Christmas and go eat out at a restaurant, reminiscing about the year and having a good time with one another. Then we'd hit up a Target or department store and buy toys to donate, instead of buying gifts for one another. At the end of the shopping trip we'd all roll to a fire station or other drop-off point and donate the toys. Having 8 to 12 people coming each with a handful of toys was such an awesome way to cap off the evening. And the money was better spent than anything we'd buy for one another. My husband put an onion in my stocking at the bottom a few years ago. I'm still not sure why. But every year since then, there has been an onion in one of our stockings. He gets really giddy about it because it's the most clever prank ever, I guess. That's what I love about it. Seeing his sneaky smile. And talking about the Christmas onion. I've been following the not cutting trees and harming the environment Christmas tradition. My wife's family has a couple. Christmas Eve dinner is always seafood chowder, with bits of fish, shrimp, clams and potatoes, with fresh bacon bits to sprinkle on top. Then before bed on Christmas Eve, we arrange to stuff each other's stockings. We line up a row of paper bags with our name on each. Makes it easier to distribute little things like candy or bags of macadamias. Then we hide the stocking. First order of business on Christmas morning, no earlier than 0700, by mutual agreement, is to find your stocking. No one can open their stocking until all stockings are found. This usually devolves into several rounds of warmer, colder to help those having problems finding their stockings. Tales are told of when my wife's cousins were teenagers. It got kind of hardcore. One year a stocking was run up the flagpole outside in the front yard. The next year, the cousin who did that had his stocking stuffed into a trash bag with a brick and was sent to the bottom of the pool. After that the rule was, stockings must be hidden in the living room only. So naturally the next year, a stocking was hidden up the chimney in the flue covered with black construction paper to hide it. Then we open our stocking stuff and afterward we all have an egg and bread dish called strada for breakfast and fresh squeezed orange juice. Then we open presents from under the tree. My family makes a giant saran wrap ball with random dollar store gifts inside and then the kids unroll it. The person next to the unroller rolls dice to get doubles, then the ball moves on. It's almost started a few fights.